you very much for joining us for yet another big conversation here. My name is Nathaniel Attoh, and as we get ourselves into the groove for the Championship of African Nations, there are many conversations to have. Do remember that Ghana is returning to the tournament for the first time in 8 years. At the last count, Ghana wrapped up in second place, and this was with coach Maxwell Konadu at the helm. Do remember that Maxwell Konadu will go down in history as the man who has won the league with Kumasi Asante Kotoko and has also served the Black Stars as assistant coach all the way to the FIFA World Cup and stages like the Africa Cup of Nations. He joins me today for this conversation as we look forward to seeing if this is the year that Ghana will crack the trophyless code at the Championship of African Nations, the international tournament of the continent reserved for players who play in their respective local leagues. Welcome to the conversation. Coach, Happy New Year.
Many happy returns.
Good to see you, eh?
Good to meet you too.
How's work going, generally, so far?
So far, I mean, we went back to club football.
Yeah.
And we're playing the matches, and though it's not easy, but we are still on it, and we are managing the situation.
Yeah. Let's begin with the news that Morocco, will not be playing in the Chan tournament for some, political reasons and all of that. What was the first thing that struck you as this news spread, especially considering that Morocco are the defending champions and they are in the same group as Ghana?
I think it's not the best of decisions that they took. I mean, to withdraw totally from the competition. I mean, we all know how or what the North Africans bring on board when it comes to these tournaments. And we from the West side, when we are meeting the North, I mean, it becomes a very tough encounter. So any tournament that you see the North Africans and the West Africans meeting, it brings lots of excitement. And here we are, the defending champions are pulling out. I know definitely that it goes beyond football. Yeah. If indeed CAF have agreed for them to, withdraw totally, then it's not good for the tournament. I think CAF should do whatever it can to at least talk to them and bring them back on board, because they are one of the reasons why the tournament becomes very rich. Initially, these countries, the North African countries, initially they didn't buy into this CAF Chan stuff, because most of their local players are the same people that feature for their senior national teams. So they see the Chan as inferior tournament. Once they have their top guys playing for their senior national team coming to play in the Chan, when they lose, they feel it like it's their senior national team that has lost, against maybe a country like Nigeria, Ghana, that is bringing the locally based players. That is why most of the North African countries never wanted to, take the Chan serious. But as years go by, they have come to realize that the Chan is becoming more popular, not as the AFCON, but I think it's the most second popular tournament now when it comes to football in Africa. So they are all, buying into the idea. The southern side of Africa too, they have their version called the COSAFA and all that. So we here too, we want to make ours rich. So CAF should help and bring Morocco back on board. That's my opinion. When they are on board, the tournaments become very tough and rich for the viewers.
I want to throw back to, the last attempt, which was 8 years ago. You were 8 years younger. You finished in second place, and you had a side with predominantly Asante Kotoko players. Obviously, there were those who spoke about it and said, well, it's because of your tradition, so obviously you lean towards it. Can you tell me what accounted for that?
Yeah, I mean, when you're preparing for such a tournament, one, you need cohesion. That is the first thing you have to, put in mind as the coach. And we had enough time for our preparations. We selected the players. I think majority of the local teams had their players in it. But like you said, Kotoko were like 4 or 5 players. Because that time they were playing well, and the players we took were also extremely good. Not because they are coming from Kotoko. So we had our preparation tour at Namibia. We had like 2 to 3 weeks training in Namibia. And after that, we moved to South Africa. And Sundown hosted us for another week. They gave us their facilities, everything for us to train and get ourselves well prepared. That is how come I became friends with Pisho Musimani.
Okay.
So the preparation was good. And when you going into such a tournament and you have a very good preparation, you can be sure that the team will do well. So we went into the tournament, and at a point in time, we beat Nigeria even with 10 men. So the team was well prepared. Physically we were fit, and mentally too, the players were ready. And it got to a time that they brought us all our incentives, and camp was interesting. So the boys, gave everything they had in them, and we went to the finals only to lose on penalties to Libya.
The jinx around penalties. I do remember that during our broadcast of the World Cup, right here on this channel, you spoke about it. You spoke about penalties. We spoke about technique. We spoke about the other factors, the other non-football factors that affect penalties. I mean, when you look back and you look at the progress we have made or otherwise, where do you place your mind regarding what we will be doing if a similar opportunity confronts us in this 2023 CHAN tournament?
Yeah, I think what Anawaka and his staff must be doing at the moment is, after every training sessions, you let majority of the players, practice the shootouts. Definitely, to win this tournament, you may go into such situations, whether you like it or not. You play the whole 90 minutes, play the extra time, and go into penalties. Before you can win a tournament, majority of the time, once or twice you play penalties. So that's what happened to us. So I'm expecting Anawaka and his guys to practice it a lot, give confidence to the. In our time, we went in there, and unfortunately for us, the players that score at any time, any day, when you pick Michael Akufu, he will go and score his penalty. He lost his penalty. So that is what happens. When the stakes are high, sometimes players do panic. And when panic sets in, then they start to think about what will happen if I step forward and lose my penalties, what's happened back at home. They should get all those things, they should get rid of them before the tournament kickstarts. So we know they have a good team. I, for one, I really want them to win the tournament, at least. It's been too long. And Ghana, we understand, and we started very well, doing better in this tournament, and we have to go far and go far to win it. I'll be one of the happiest person to see them win it.
If you just joined us, we're having this conversation with Coach Maxwell Konadu, the man who led the Black Stars B, or the Black Galaxy, the Black Galaxies to finish in second place the last time Ghana competed in the Championship of African Nations back in 2014. Now we're looking ahead to what's going to be happening in the coming weeks, and where Ghana is placed and how well Ghana is placed to possibly crack the code and break the jinx for a trophy this year. Coach, the trophy and what it will mean to the progress and the growth of our local league. Weigh it for us, just in case somebody is out there and may not value a major achievement such as winning the CHAN. Tell them what they do not know about what it will do around the general psyche of our local league.
I said it some moments ago that after the Cup of Nations, this is one tournament that across the continent, the FAs value a lot. And CAF has also taken this tournament very, very serious. That is why they allow only local players to. And the Cup, it means everything to our league. It means a lot to our local league. This will mean that our local league is not that bad. It will mean that we have some quality players in our local league. It means that the FA is doing something good about our local. It means a lot. It means everything. That is why we have to, or we need to take this competition very, very serious. It means a lot. Last but not the least, you know what this tournament does for the local players. If I'm not mistaken, I think I can count over 100 players. And I repeat, over 100 players that have traveled outside through this competition.
I see.
Yes. The last time I was, you know, after a Chan tournament.
You were taking stock?
Yes, there were over 100.
I see.
From 2013 to over 100 players. And ask those who are following this tournament closely. They will tell you. They may have even the right figures more than me. But I have lost count. The players are over 100 who have traveled outside the country through this tournament. It's very, very important. We shouldn't take it as a joke. And like I said, it will mean that when we win, it will mean that the FA is doing something right locally. Our league is not that bad as some people are saying. And to the individual players, what they will achieve after the tournament. I'm here, but I'm hearing a lot of stories. Scouts have invaded our camp already. Players who haven't even kicked the ball, passed the ball, have signed contracts already.
Wow.
You know what that means? Meaning that people are following your league. And before a player even kicks a ball, he has a contract in his pocket. That means a lot. So people follow this league a lot. We have to take it very serious. You know, when we are able to fix our pitches very well, Ghana will be enjoying good football. That is the only thing that is affecting our league. Good pitches.
I see. Coach, you have, we'll come to the technical team, but you have quite a number of players that you've worked with at your club at Legon Cities.
Yeah.
You have three of them.
Yeah.
Tell me about what kind of bite you feel they will add to Coach Anor Walker's options when he's putting his master plan together.
Yeah, we have Kofi Koji and Williams Esso, our #1 goalkeeper. I think he will be sitting on the bench for Dan Ladi, obviously. Dan Ladi will be our #1. Then we have Jonah Atukwe, who I think is one of the best players we have. Yeah. So these are the 3 players we have with the team. And we know what they bring on board. Kofi Koji, depending on how you want your team to play, you can use him on so many
fronts.
Yeah. You know, he's the one that can hold up play for you to bring. If you want to go the 4-5-1 or 4-2-3-1, Kofi Koji can be the lone striker who can hold up play for Barney and Co to, you know, use him to score goals. You know, so he's not a bad player since he came, though personally he wasn't scoring for us, but the goals he created for our team to score goals were too many. So
there's an element of utility when it comes to Kofi Koji.
Yes. So I kept telling him that, Kofi, don't be worried you are not scoring. I know as a striker, at the end of the day, if you don't score, people will start counting how many matches you've played without scoring. But what it was doing was helping us a lot. He was helping us. So he played all the games. And we scored many goals. It's one of the reasons why we won 2 away games that anybody hasn't been able to break their records, to beat the 2 Tamale teams in Tamale. in 2 weeks, we played this and played the other one and won both games, came back to Accra. Jonah Attoh, I don't need to talk about him. Everybody knows he's one most of the most valuable player when it comes to the local league. And the goalkeeper, Williams, also to a very, very good goalkeeper. This goalkeeper was the one that Ghana took to Korea and Japan. He was beaten like 12, 13-0 or something. But what I saw in that boy, you know, made me to search, go look for him and bring him to Legon City. He's a very, very, very good goalkeeper.
Wow.
So he may wait for his chance because of Dan Ladi, but he's a very good goalkeeper.
We've been talking about the Dan Lad, you know, the Dan Lad Ibrahim, you know, phenomenon, and we've been looking at goalkeepers who have blazed a similar trail, and his confidence is something that is very admirable.
Yes, Dan Ladi has a lot of confidence, and it's all due to the exposure he has. From Starless, he was the #1. Came to Satellites, he became the #1. The Olympic team, Black Meteors, is the #1. And he has been to the World Cup. So Dan Ladi cannot be intimidated at any point in time. He's very good, he has the command, he organizes his defense so well, and he's good. But he had this confidence because of the opportunities that he got and has taken them. And that is what is working for him. He has gone through the ranks in all the junior national teams he has played in, and has become #1 at a point in time. You know, joining the Black Stars at the World Cup was just the icing on the cake. So Dan Ladi, he has a lot of confidence. He has seen it all, so I also have confidence in him. I don't think he will panic in the post at any point in time. He's very good, he has come of age, and now the sky should be his limit.
Coach, let's throw the focus a bit on Coach Anna Walker and what he's done. I mean, he picked up great Olympics upon their return, you know, made them a major item, the major item that they're supposed to be in our league. In the season that they could have finished in top 4, they fluffed it at the last minute and went out of the top 4. But he has had a very impressive run, and now he's working with some players that he's already worked with at the level of Olympics before. You know, the likes of the captain, Gladson Awako. And that should probably bring some understanding and some football cohesion that can help us.
Yeah, most of the players, he knows them. And so far, the way the qualifiers started, you can clearly see that he knows what he wants. And he knows the players to use to make things work for Ghana. So me, I'm very happy for him, at least. I said it earlier on that I'll be the first person to see this team. I want to see this team win the tournament at all costs. We have the materials now. I think the quality in camp is so high. And we just have to know how to, you know, arrange and organize them to deliver for us. And having said that, I also plead with the authorities to give or pay their bonuses that are left behind. They should try and, you know, motivate the boys.
Because that's one of the things that did the trick for you.
Exactly.
The time. Yeah.
So they should motivate them by paying their bonuses that has been in debt for some time now. I heard some of them have started, you know, asking of their qualification bonus and all that. I don't know how far to it, but if just in case it's not being paid, they have qualified and has not had the winning bonuses or qualification bonuses, we beg the FND, especially the ministries, to do it for them, for the boys to be happy and get well motivated for this tournament. But for Anowaka and his team, Ogum and Kobe Mensah, Nama Senegal and the rest. They are doing a wonderful job for Ghana. Yeah.
Let's spend a bit of time on what we'll be seeing in the tournament. So there's Algeria, Ethiopia, Libya, and Mozambique in Group 1. Immediately, at the first port of call, you talk about Algeria.
Algeria, yeah.
Because of the strength of their league, their pedigree, you know, and all of that.
Yeah, Algeria stands tall, but we shouldn't underrate
Ethiopia or Libya?
Ethiopia.
Okay.
Ethiopia, of late, they are playing some good football. And 95% of their good players, you know, come from their local league. So it makes them a very good side automatically. And Libya, you know how good they are. They have won it before, so now that they are coming in again, they know that they have to, you know, get their confidence back at least to get into the finals.
Let's talk about Mozambique as well. On the paper, they probably could bring the least in terms of the competitive value to this because of the pedigree of the other three teams you've mentioned. But like we always say, I mean, there's always the surprise element. We saw a lot of it during the World Cup.
Exactly. Mozambique, you know, they are more or less, they play the possession type of football like the Portuguese play. That is why they feel very comfortable when they go to Portugal. Everything they look out for, whatever adults they have, it's from Portugal. They see Portugal as like previously when our senior brothers and fathers wanted to travel to either London or Germany or US. The Mozambicans also look up to Portugal. If they leave Mozambique, that is where they want to go, Portugal. So if you know Portuguese football, you know how Mozambique also plays. And they can really pull a surprise because they know what they want and they play some very good football in their squad.
Group B is very, very tricky. I mean, you have a La Côte d'Ivoire, you know, you have a DR Congo, you have a Senegal, and you have Uganda.
Yeah, you see, DR Congo has also been there before. And against Côte d'Ivoire, it's not going to be easy at all. You know, these two countries, anytime they meet, is something else. But, you know, Côte d'Ivoire always want to show their supremacy over, you know, everybody from the west of Africa. You know, they want to prove a point at all costs. You know, and, you know, majority of them, I also believe that countries from the western part of Africa, we do well in tournaments. So, and after some time now, CAF has designed the qualifiers in such a way that you either play Nigeria, Côte d'Ivoire, and, you know, you eliminate yourself before you get to the tournament. You know, that I wasn't cool with, because sometimes you can see a very good tournament, but most of these countries will be missing it because of how the knockout stages are planned. So they should open it up and allow these good countries to always go to the tournament and make it thick. You know, Côte d'Ivoire, you can always count on them. They have a good league. They have they are big in Africa and the world at a point, and they have good players. They have also eliminated us before. We were playing them. We won 2-1 here. We went to Abidjan and they beat us 1-0 to qualify. You know, so it's not a bad side, and they can also win the game, the tournament. So
the group of interest where you know, a lot of the focus will be on, especially on here on JoyPrime, and you know, because we're bringing all of the games live. Now, Ghana, Madagascar, and Sudan. I mean, the name Morocco now is...
Yeah, you know, a friend of mine just called me that he heard Morocco has, you know, withdrawn from the tournament, and they were jubilating already. I said, oh,
Wait till the job is done. Huh?
Thinking that they were the only side that Ghana was kind of scared of. And once they are not there, we can go all the way through to the finals. But to make the tournament thick and make it interesting, you need all these big boys around. They are the ones that you beat and confidently say that, oh, your team has arrived, you know. But hey, if Morocco will not be there for us to win the tournament, why not? We should go ahead and, you know, bring the cup home.
Great. Angola, Mali, and Mauritania in the next group.
Mauritania may not sound very big in Africa, but they have also started doing something right. And that is what I always say, that when you prepare very well, you can go to the tournament and surprise the big boys. So nobody should lose sight of that. Preparation is everything. And once we prepare well, we can be sure of, you know, doing well. They are a good side, and I think that they may be the underdogs of their group. So they have to be wary of that team.
So Cameroon, Congo, and Niger. Cameroon, wow. Congo, Niger.
It's not going to be easy. Cameroon and Congo are always, you know, fighting it out there. I remember one of the tournaments, if saying Chan, Congo came up against Ivory Coast or so, and they beat Ivory Coast to progress. I think that one was played in Rwanda or so. So it's not a bad side. It's a side that we have to be sure that at any day, any time, they can cause a surprise.
Let's we've talked about, you know, the surprises and what could constitute a surprise. There are those who may have lost a bit of interest because the Black Stars were unable to progress from the group stage of the FIFA World Cup. How much hope should this give us, and how much should we rest our eyes and our hearts and our ears on the Black Galaxies, because the time is here?
Yeah, you know, because of the World Cup, we saw a lot of big stars at the world stage. Just about a month or so ago, and all of a sudden you are coming to, you know, watch a competition that, apart, even our local players, most Ghanaians don't know them. Apart from those who are following our league week after week, majority of Ghanaians don't know our players very well. And that for me is very sad. That is why it seems the interest is not there, or the publicity hasn't gone far. But we, those close to our players or our league, we are very much interested and can't wait for it to kickstart, because we want to see our players, you know, progress and, you know, move. So we will only have to support the team and pray for them, and we make sure that it does well. And Ghanaians should also, you know, come on board. We can't leave everything into the hands of only the FA to do everything. They need the support of the public to make the team a better one.
Well. So Ghana wins? Ghana's winning?
Yeah, I'm confident. I have confidence in the team. You know, we played the qualifiers with our problems, played a couple of friendly matches and almost won all. And I think they have to continue in that faith and, you know, make us all proud. I have absolute confidence in the technical team that they will make us proud.
Coach, this rather unfortunate development of you know, Morocco pulling out at this last hour, what has it taken away from the Chan tournament? What does it also mean for Ghana if we emerge out of the group and all of that? I mean, the credibility of our win and all of that.
I think now, if we are talking of popularity in terms of football, Morocco is one country that is pulling the crowd now, whether we like it or not. They went to the World Cup and demonstrated that they are the country of the moment when it comes to African football. And me hearing that they've pulled out of this tournament is going to, you know, disorganized the tournament in a way, because they were the country that Ghana was like, hey, we have Morocco in our group, so we have to try and beat them and all that. So, you know, seeing Morocco out of the tournament, it will take a lot out of that. So CAF should do whatever they can to bring them back on board. It will really help the tournament. It will, you know, bring viewers to the tournament. They are the country to watch now in terms of African football. So CAF should do everything possible to, you know, liaise in between these two countries and make sure that whatever differences they have to solve that issue and bring Morocco back in. We may be happy Morocco is not there, but when you think of African football, you think that CAF have every reason to bring Morocco back into the tournament and make it very, very rich. We need Morocco in the tournament.
All right, these are the words of Coach Maxwell Konadu, who led Ghana to a second place finish in the last at the last camp, which was the last the last appearance in 2014. Maxwell Konadu has been my guest for this big conversation. There's still a lot more to do as we go into the action proper with live matches on JoyPrime. Well, thank you so much for watching. It will be another time for another very big conversation. Coach, thank you so much, and we're looking forward to seeing how all of it will go.
Thank you very much.
So thanks to the whole production team. Another big conversation will come your way again. My name is Nathaniel Attoh, and I have love for sport.